Okay.
I'm sorry, Madam Chairman, I thought
I am hearing from the ranking member who I should be recognizing.
Yes, ma'am.
And we are recognizing you.
Chairwoman, thank you very much. Chairwoman, we've had an opportunity today, and we thank you for bringing up hearings that we can express our opinions. We've heard them on gun violence. We've heard them on electric vehicles. We've heard them about a lot of these things. But let me see if I can click down these just one at a time. We've already heard about now for 4 years or more about Donald Trump. This House went through extensive hearings to try and impeach the president, impugn the president, badger the president. We simply think that's fine if you choose to do that, but a Hunter Biden story we hear nothing about from official law enforcement. And I think I've seen these kinds of things before. I don't try and do this often, but my father, when he was FBI director, got the boot because he chose not politically to get engaged in political things. President Clinton saw it differently. We get that. Avoiding the appearances of politicalization by the FBI is critical, not just to the FBI. It's important to the American people to have confidence. I have confidence in law enforcement. I want to have confidence, however, that they can take on an investigation that deals with China and is inside the White House appropriately and properly. Silence. Secondly, we've heard about how great electric vehicles are. We already know that California is 25 years ahead of everybody else. California literally is shutting down the use of electric vehicles and people who live in California because they have gone green. And we are seeing how this is a disaster and would be a disaster for the rest of the country, because you see electric vehicles get their energy off the grid, which competes against homes and business and economic growth. It's not as though everything is green. We need all of the above, and that's what these hearings have been able to develop. Gun violence. We've probably had 4 or 5 separate hearings on gun violence. What you really want is gun registration and gun control. Meanwhile, the people who are held hostage, we see it every day in your hometown of New York City. We saw it on a regular basis in Chicago. Criminals run wild because people live in a city, in a state with gun control where they can't even protect themselves. They become victims by criminals who take advantage of opportunities that they see because a person can't protect themselves. They know they have to show up in public without the ability to protect themselves. Madam Chairman, what we're trying to say here is that we believe, as we defend the positions that we hold, there are equal sides. There's no one controls the balance of what's right or wrong, but we're trying to aim for a balance, and that is based upon rule of law, Constitution, and the ability for people to see that a balance, whether it's on Hunter Biden and Donald Trump, a balance on electric vehicles, a balance on what you call gun violence. But what happens is that every single time the majority party, the Democratic Party, who holds all 3, the House, the Senate, and the presidency, hold all 3 of these key decision-making points, attacks us as Republicans for bringing back what we believe is balance. So I think today is about also our ability, and we respect you and appreciate you for allowing us to talk about a balance that would be involved in policy that would be good for people to protect themselves, to have their opportunity to buy the vehicle of their own choice, and to be able to not be in a brownout zone because of some wacko left-wing policy. And secondly, that Hunter Biden deserves his right to have a day in court, but that
The
needs to take
gentleman's
place.
time has
I
expired.
thank the gentlewoman.
The gentleman's time has expired.